Hey, Mark here with another quick cloud definition. This time we're tackling the term graph database. All right, graph databases. First of all, you're used to a database normally either being NoSQL, so it's just a bunch of stuff thrown into a pit, or it's a relational database system. This is where we think Oracle, MS SQL, MariaDB, that kind of stuff. Traditional, select, star, where, blah, 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 blah. This is a database that's set up with tables, and in those tables there's rows that contain columns. You can think of like a spreadsheet. Graph database is very different. It's a node and an edge to another node, and then that ad infinitum. And each of the nodes and edges can have properties. So it's a better way or a more natural way of describing relationships between data. Now that's the ultimate in irony, given that we called the previous model the relational database management system. But in this case, it's a modern approach on tackling graph problems. There's a whole subset of mathematics on graph analysis, and it's remarkably quick for these complex interactions and complex relationships that we find ourselves more and more tackling. So when you think of something like the Netflix movie library, and you want to figure out, if I liked Doctor Strange, am I going to like this other, B-roll or B-list movie that has similar themes? Well, you can tell through relational database systems. You can really quickly query that information and pull that up based on different properties. It's far simpler and far more effective than the traditional relational database models. Now, neither is the only solution you should ever apply. You really need to look at the use case of how you're querying data and how you're reading data and what you're using that data for. But graph databases, node, entity, or node and edge relationships between nodes, an extremely powerful way of looking at social graph analytics, relations between your data.